A very good evening. You're watching India Ahead with me, Aditya Nathnarayanan. The top story that we're tracking at this hour comes from the state of Karnataka, a state which has been in the news for the past few months. From the hijab controversy to the state minister calling for a shutdown of madrasas throughout the state, to the proposal to remove any glorification of Tipu Sultan from books in educational institutions across the state. But now a new issue has been added to this list, the issue of halal meat. Right-wing groups in the state are now calling for a complete ban of halal meat in the state. Hindu Jana Jagriti Samiti, a right-winged organization in the state, on Monday said that they are starting a campaign against the purchase of halal meat as it is culled under Islamic practices and cannot be offered to Hindu gods. They went ahead and said that consuming meat goes against Hindu religion. Under the name of halal certificates and halal meat, hundreds and thousands of crores are being collected to fund anti-nationalists to turn the country into an Islamic state. The conspiracy is going on across all Indian non-Hindus should not be allowed. In fact, this was not the only issue. Apart from the hijab controversy and later on the issue now rising up to the Hilal row, the issue was also about how a certain community, how there is been a complete disconnect between two certain communities in the state of Karnataka, to the extent that non-Hindus were also not allowed to set up shops at temples that come under the endowment department. And on today's show, we will be discussing whether this is the new politics of Karnataka or whether are we looking at a complete change. Why is this narrative growing so bigger and so louder? Is it because the assembly elections are not very far away? Are we looking at Karnataka setting a precedent of politics that probably is not what the common man really seeks about? The common man wants to know about why the potholes are not being filled by the administration in the state of Karnataka. The common man wants to know about what is happening as far as the employment opportunities to the youth is concerned. The common man wants to know about what is the state government and the local administration, what is the next best alternative that the opposition parties are really planning to offer to the people before the assembly elections. But all of that, we clearly have no discussion. We clearly are not seeing any debate on all of that. But issues that probably are only irrelevant are the ones that are being taken up. Before we take this any further with our panelists who are joining us this evening, let's listen in to what was this clarion call that has been made by the right-wing activists and groups in the state of Karnataka today.
हलाल के माध्यम से, हलाल प्रमाण पत्र, हलाल सर्टिफिकेट्स, हलाल मीट के माध्यम से हजारों करोड़ों रुपए आज इकट्ठा करके भारत को इस्लामिक स्टेट बनाने का, भारत में देश विरोधी गतिविधियां बनाने का, उसको फंडिंग करने का एक कॉन्स्पिरेसी षड्यंत्र पूरा भारत भर में चल रहा है। इसके लिए हम आह्वान करते हैं, हम सभी हिंदू हलाल प्रोडक्ट्स, हलाल मीट को हम बाइकाट करेंगे। जिस प्रकार हिंदू पद्धति के जो जटका मीट है उसका हम उपयोग करेंगे। देश विरोधी आर्थिक इकोनॉमी का हम बाइकाट करेंगे, देश का रक्षण करेंगे।
Our chief minister is a puppet of particular organizations. On their direction, he is running the government.
You think he's trying to please them way too much?
Yeah, definitely. To safeguard his seat, whatever they are giving direction, he is taking decision. Where is the decision of this government about this development? Who have called for boycott the halal mutton? What is the responsibility of this government? No specific decision taken by this government about all these developments. Where they will going to stand in future days.
And joining us on the broadcast is spokesperson of the Congress Party, Nizam Faujdar, and senior journalist Dr. Baswaraj Itnal. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me here on India Ahead. Mr. Itnal, let me start with you. What is this new politics in Karnataka? Has it been set that if at all political parties want to come to power, this is the narrative that is going to be offered to the people of the state? Or is this actually an attempt to move away from the issues that should be mattering to the political parties? And I'm talking about all political parties in Karnataka, not only one.
Aditi, if we know what the BJP's entire politics is centered around, it is just this. It is a majoritarian stand that has always been the main focus of the BJP, and that they are doing. Nothing new to it. But right now what happened is that the right-wing groups of BJP, the fringe organizations, Bajrang Dal, Hindu Jagrati, all these organizations seem to have found a new confidence following the hijab verdict of the High Court of Karnataka. Because Something similar is happening in this case also. Hijab issue, what was that? It was about few girls seeking permission to wear hijab to the classes. But that question became that of the religious freedom. Is hijab essential to Islam or not? That was the question that put asked, and they found an answer. Now the verdict is for all to see. Now similar is going to happen with halal case also. This is not going to end with only halal meat. Halal meat was neither new nor it is unknown hitherto. It was being sold, but the debate is now going to be extended to halal economy. Why is this restrictive trade? Because this can also be interpreted as a restrictive trade practice of a community. Now, what is halal certification? All these CT Ravi and all BJP leaders are talking about halal certification. Now, what is scientific rationale behind it? If there is any rationale
Dr.
behind this,
Itnal, if you're
then
saying that the hijab row, the hijab controversy has given rise to all these multiple issues, I think they're two complete separate issues. But who is making the most politics out of it, Mr. Faujdar? You know, your party being the prime opposition in the state of Karnataka, do you also support this politics? Because at the end of the day, a lot of expectations are pinned on the elected representatives by the people, and that's why they go out, stand in the sun, in the cold to vote for their people, to vote as to who will govern their state and their cities. So in this regard, you know, when we're only talking about it, and I listed out those issues for which Karnataka has been in the news, are you looking at a scenario where probably Karnataka has lost that fundamental politics that used to be very popular in the state?
The state of Karnataka is turning into a rogue state. The BJP is forming rogue groups. On the proxy of the BJP, they are creating these issues. They are creating the unrest among the communities. They are creating a sense of insecurity in the communities. The lovingness of the Karnataka state, where people were very open, willing to accept people from all states, all languages, and all religions, now seems to becoming a dream of a past. Now, as a Congress party and as a congressman and as a spokesperson of the Congress, we do not subscribe to these right wing and this kind of a divisive, boycotting, banning kind of politics. I think BJP has not done anything good in terms of administration. It has not done anything good in terms of this, the stolen away verdict of the Karnataka people and formed a government basis to various issues. Now they have nothing to show to the people. Now they are diverting the attention of the administration to the street fights, and they basically want people to fight on the streets. And Congress party will not allow that to happen. We
Okay.
want the peace, we want the happiness, we want the ektapan, we want everything that goes along with the ethos of the India. We will continue to safeguard that. We will continue to appeal people that do not listen to these rogue organizations. And especially if you call the master of rogue organization, it is the BJP today.
All
And
right.
I think
In
we
fact,
should
let me
stop
take
listening
Mr.
to these
Faujdar,
people.
let me take that across to Mr. Mohan Vishwa of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's joining us on the broadcast. Mohan Vishwa, what is the politics that the BJP is supporting today? Because here we're talking, I'm not talking about a hijab controversy, hijab row. It was a matter that went to the court. It has been settled by the court. But thereafter, you're looking at your state, the state ministers talking about a complete ban of madrasas. Today, some right-wing outfits have probably been emboldened to come and talk about let's ban halal meat across the state. Isn't it time for the state government of Karnataka, led by the Bharatiya Janata Party, to clear the air as to which way is Karnataka headed? Because this clearly was not Karnataka of the past.
See, what I want to say is I don't know whom my friend, the Congress spokesperson who's sitting on the other side, he said, the BJP has lost the grip and it's a rogue party and we want street fight and all. Let him tell that his party's youth Congress leader, Mr. Nalpad, was the one who was involved in street fight in UB City, which is seen by all Kannadigas. Okay, so Congress is a rogue party. Congress is the one which want the street fight. They never spoke about the communal harmony when their own MLA from Dalit community has been attacked by SDPI and PFI Muslim Gundas. They stood for SDPI and PFI. At the same time, they never spoke about same SDPI, PFI Muslim Gundas who attacked Asha Karyakartas during COVID vaccination time. They never spoke. So they are the one who wants street fight. So we don't want that. We are purely into development. Recently, you would have seen the 5-state concluded results
Okay, so
also.
if you are saying you're purely into development,
only we
all
got
right,
the
all right,
result.
Mr. Vishwa,
In
you are
Karnataka
saying you're
also,
purely into
they are
development. So
going
how
ahead
do you
with
react to this clarion call that has been made by this right-wing group?
Pardon me?
How do you react to this clarion call that has been made by the right-wing group that now they are demanding that there should be complete ban on halal? From one side, they're talking about how the manner in which the halal meats are sold is anti-Hindus. Thereafter, they're also talking about how it leads to anti-national activities.
See, it's not a complete ban. It's basically a reaction for the action which is happening from past 4 to 5 months. See, take an example of hijab case itself. They don't want to respect the democracy. They don't want to respect the administration. They don't want to respect the judiciary also. See, we being Hindu community was tolerant for centuries together. We were tolerant. And today, halal, most of the consumers are Hindus. If that is being used properly for a particular set of eating habit or religious activity, then it would be okay. Why it should be pressurized on some other community which is not believing in it? So that is the question. That is a discussion which is happening today. It is not a complete ban. The discussion has been opened up.
But
Let the
why
discussion
should
happen.
a discussion
Let the people,
happen?
take their own call. What is there? What is
Mr.
not there?
Mohan
And
Vishwa, why
wearing
should such a
wearing of
discussion
uniform
happen in a
will
state like Karnataka? Why should there be a discussion of this nature? Why are you not talking about why the state government and administration has failed to live up to the promise that you had made that potholes will be filled in the state of Karnataka? Every road will be spick and span and people will not be losing their lives because of potholes?
See, you talk about potholes. What about the white topping which has happened in Bangalore? What about why you are not talking about that? And regarding potholes, BBMP is every time submitting the reports to the High Court. High Court is also telling us, yes, I do agree. There are some mishaps and there are administrative issues which the BBMP is correcting. Our government is also correcting. At the same time, you should speak about the white topping work which is done in Bangalore, right? Isn't it not a closing of potholes? Isn't it not a development which has happened? And the recently concluded budget also, the chief minister has given a statement about what and all happened in the past 1 year. So if you go there, you will get all the developmental activities, and each day,
Mr. Mohan
there is an
Vishwa,
update
the
in the
point
session
is
in the
that
parliament
yes,
also.
the developmental
Yesterday
work
also
everyone
the
should be
session is
talking
happened.
about, but it is the ruling government which is always questioned about the lapses, about the loopholes and about the lags. And that's a reality that I think all political parties in our country need to accept, especially the ruling parties, whether it is the Congress in other states, whether it is the BJP or whether it is the left. It is a harsh reality that questions will be asked to the ruling party, the governing body. And that is the BJP in the state of Karnataka. So why you are telling me why I'm not talking about the developmental aspects of Karnataka? No, today I will be questioning you for what is happening in the state of Karnataka which has not been fulfilled, and that's exactly what the ruling party is all about, that you need to fulfill all the promises. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'll come back to you, Mr. Mohan Vishwa. Mr. Mohan Vishwa, I'll come back to you. Please stay with us. Let's also listen into what the other panelists have to say, and I'll let you respond to them as well. So, Dr. Itnal, what Mr. Vishwa is saying, that there is a precursor to why this issue is being raised. But my question is this issue that important that it should be raised? Because, with this trend that has been set in the state of Karnataka, and I'm not only pointing out for the Bharatiya Janata Party, because I think all political parties are equally responsible for getting a political atmosphere of this nature in the state of Karnataka. But are you thinking that this is exactly how the state is going to go to polls?
I think so, because BJP and the all right-wing organizations have tremendous confidence that people of this state will not ask them questions about the economy, about the jobs, about the price rises, about the roads, about potholes. They could be swayed only by religious sentiments. That is the fundamental objective of BJP, and also all the support system of right wing. But having said that, Mr. Paujdar was talking about how his party is reacting to it. I'm sorry to say, the Congress or the entire opposition has underestimated the situation and hence underprepared for it. Because just a few days ago, there was a call by the same right-wing organizations to ban Muslim traders around Hindu temples. There is a call to buy only from Hindu traders. Now, this kind of economic embargo on a community at such a critical time of economy will push an entire community toward against the wall, both in terms of employment, income, and also this kind of ostracism. No, I don't know how that
And you
comes
know,
from the
Dr. Itnal, it's happening at a time when both the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party try to portray themselves as parties which only talk about inclusiveness, whether it is in the state of Karnataka or otherwise. These are the same political parties who talk about politics of inclusiveness. I'll take your point to Mr. Faujdar as well. But before that, I'm requesting Mr. Mohan Vishwa, Mr. Faujdar and Dr. Itnal to please stay with us. We're slipping into a very short commercial breather. We'll return and we'll continue with this discussion on the other side. Welcome back. So, Mr. Mohan Vishwa, you know, let me bring you in again. So, what Dr. Itnal is also pointing out, he pointed out about how there is somewhere a disconnect between the politics that is being played out in the state of Karnataka and probably what the people of the state of Karnataka really want. Now, don't you think as a ruling party, it becomes imperative for the Bharatiya Janata Party to gauge the sentiment on ground zero? Is this the sentiment of the people on ground zero?
See, it's not about what call we take. Like, as I told you in the initial time of debate, it's a public, what do you say, the reaction for the action, what and all is happening from past 3 to 4 months. At least we have taken a strong stand.
But these are
and
not
we are
public.
trying
These are
our
right-wing
best,
organizations and
to
right-wing
educate that particular
outwits. They don't
community.
speak for
Congress
the
has
people of the
not
state.
taken any stand till now. They were silent on everything. They miserably failed to make the people understand what is the issue, how they should behave, how they should respect our constitution, how they should respect our
But Mr.
judiciary.
Vishwa,
Congress
these are
has
right-wing
failed.
outfits
people
and
who are watching
groups.
on the
Are you
ground,
saying that
they
they are the ones who
reacting
represent the people of Karnataka?
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Vishwa, can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me. Sorry, I missed your
Mr.
question.
Vishwa, I'm asking you that these are right-wing outfits and organizations in Karnataka. Are you trying to say that they are the ones, these are the people who actually represent the people of Karnataka?
No, they are not the people who are representing Karnataka. See, in democracy, every organization like you, like media also, every organization and every person has a right to speak. So they opened up. It's up to the people of the Karnataka to decide to boycott business with Muslims or to stop buying halal. It is their final call. It's not that, people of Karnataka should listen.
Okay. Mr. Faujdar, let me bring you in. Give me one reason as to why today the question should not be raised to the Congress party as well. The Congress party is the prime opposition in the state of Karnataka. The current situation could have been very well handled being the opposition. The opposition has a lot of power. And I'm not only talking about the state of Karnataka, across the country. And I think that's the best part about having a democracy, that the opposition is powerful. But why aren't we seeing the Congress party being so powerful in Karnataka?
Congress party is powerful. Congress party is the opposition party that is going to defend this country and its ethos. We don't need these parrots from the BJP. I think he's speaking like a parrot. He's not even listening to what you're asking. He's going on talking like a parrot and he doesn't even... I don't think so. We need to debate with people who have zero knowledge about what democracy and what India is. But let me ask you one important question to most people across. When BJP becomes a rogue, why do you ask a question to us? Are we a moral policing? Are we a moral police department to BJP that we need to constantly guard them? I mean, correct them and tell them what they're doing wrong.
But you're the
I think
opposition.
you should ask this question. I think you should ask this question to BJP. Why are they creating this ruckus? Why are they creating this disharmony? Why are they dividing the people? Why are they dividing the lands? Why are they dividing people on language? Why are they dividing on anything, everything? Why you should ask this question to BJP. He's simply sitting and talking there saying that we are protecting democracy. Tell me, 4 or 5 members of the BJP, some proxy cell comes out and says halal is not needed now, hijab is not needed now, we don't need Muslims in this country, we don't need Christians in this country, we don't need Dalits in this country, we don't need OBCs in this country. That means, is this the diktat that the BJP is going to do in this country? I don't think so. We are going to tolerate it. People of this country will not tolerate. Let them understand. 4 or 5 people. I think the BJP people, when they speak, the media needs to boycott these people. When they boycott these people, these issues will never become a public event.
Okay.
I think when the BJP speaks, the media needs to boycott. And that's the only solution that we see today, that the BJP can be kept mum, silent and shut when the mics of the media should not be pushed into their throats.
Okay, Mr. Vishwa, do you want to respond to what Mr. Faujdar is saying? And while you're responding to it, yeah.
I want to ask my uncle Sam, who is on the debate, okay, who speaks about the knowledge and all, who is a very knowledgeable person. So I want to ask, what is the Congress stand on attack on, the Dalit MLA of his own party, Akhanda Srinivas Murthy? What ruckus created by SDPI PFI? What did Congress do during that time? Then what was the Congress stand took when there was an issue with Asha Karyakartas in Padarayanapura? The same Jamir Ahmad Khan of Congress MLA, he goes to Parapan Agrara jail and he stands along with those ruckus, those rogues who were supported by the same Congress MLA. And what moral right he's having and coming and sitting here on the TV.
All right, Mr. Faujdar and Mohan Vishwa. Mr. Faujdar and Mr. Mohan Vishwa. This is exactly what the people of the state of Karnataka do not want. And why is it only Karnataka that has only been in news, probably not for all the right reasons, but probably for all the wrong reasons? And why is it that there is an increasing divide between certain communities in the state of Karnataka, fueled by the politics, whether it is by the ruling or whether it is by the opposition? Is this the new trend of politics in our country? Or is this the new parameter that the state of Karnataka is really setting for the entire country to learn? But with the election season just around the corner in the state of Karnataka, with now Hilal, whether beyond hijab, Tipu Sultan, and Muslims not being allowed to open up their shops in temples that are under the endowment department, to now the Halal Rao, which is also now emboldened probably right-wing outfits in the state of Karnataka. What next is the big question that we are asking. Are we looking at the lowest low of politics in the state of Karnataka, and who is going to bail Karnataka out of politics? Because clearly the people and the citizens of Karnataka have larger issues that they want to be addressed. Mr. Dr. Itnal, Nizam Faujdar and Mohan Vishwa, thank you very much for joining me here on India Ahead. And while this controversy has hit Karnataka, let's also give you a brief background of what is the state of politics in Karnataka. Take a look at this report.
After the Hindu Janajagrati Samiti gave a call for a ban or boycott of halal meat in Karnataka, the controversy seems to have steamrolled, with Karnataka BJP MLA Basavanagowda Patil Yatnal jumping in support of the Hindu Janajagrati Samiti and supporting their cause and the demand of the ban on halal meat.
Karnataka has seen a spate of social upheavals recently. First, there was the hijab controversy which led to unrest. Then there was a boycott of Muslim businesses at Temple Fest. And then there was MLA Renukacharya who urged Chief Minister Bommai to ban madrasas in the state, claiming that they were creating anti-national elements. In the latest, there is an uproar over consuming halal meat. After Hindu Janajagrati Samiti gave a call to Hindus in Karnataka to boycott halal meat, BJP MLA Basavanagowda Patil Yatnal has pledged his support for the campaign. Yatnal said that the process of halal goes against Hindu religious sentiments and said Hindus should not buy meat from Muslim shops. On the other hand, Hindu Janajagrati Samiti claimed halal meat is a conspiracy to turn India into an Islamic state.
हलाल के माध्यम से, हलाल प्रमाण पत्र, हलाल सर्टिफिकेट्स, हलाल मीट के माध्यम से हजारों करोड़ों रुपए आज इकट्ठा करके भारत को इस्लामिक स्टेट बनाने का, भारत में देश विरोधी गतिविधियां बनाने का, उसको फंडिंग करने का एक कॉन्स्पिरेसी षड्यंत्र पूरा भारत भर में चल रहा है। इसके लिए हम आह्वान करते हैं, हम सभी हिंदू हलाल प्रोडक्ट्स, हलाल मीट को हम बाइकाट करेंगे। जिस प्रकार हिंदू पद्धति के जो जटका मीट है उसका हम उपयोग करेंगे। देश विरोधियों का, देश विरोधी आर्थिक इकोनॉमी का हम बाइकाट करेंगे, देश का रक्षण करेंगे।
Karnataka Home Minister Araga Gnanendra called it a reaction to the Muslim community's act of observing Bandh against the Karnataka High Court verdict on the hijab matter. Meanwhile, former Karnataka Chief Minister and JDS leader H.D. Kumaraswamy said that Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai is a puppet of certain organizations.
Our Chief Minister is a puppet of particular organizations. On their direction, he is running the government.
You think he's trying to please them way too much?
Yeah, definitely. To safeguard his seat, whatever they are giving direction, he is taking decision. Where is the decision of this government about this development? Who have called for boycott the halal mutton? What is the responsibility of this government? No specific decision taken by this government about all these developments, where they were going to stand in future days.
Earlier, a review committee set up by Karnataka government had recommended retaining chapter on Tipu Sultan in textbooks, but has called for doing away with the part that glorifies the tiger of Mysore. Bureau Report, India Ahead.